Welcome to our first product deep dive on Beauty Confessionals. I am so excited to share these with you. These are some things that I have put into my routine that are not necessarily considered clean beauty, but that are safe to use. I'm going to give you a little bit of detail about the ingredients themselves and tell you about the packaging, kind of my overall thoughts, the price point. So my first product that I'm going to share on Beauty Confessionals with you is this $2 e.l.f. pencil, this e.l.f. brow pencil. As you can see, it comes in this little plastic tube. It's got a spoolie on one end, and then on the other you actually have the product, which is a twist up function. It's not a super duper fine tip, but I don't really mind this, especially if I'm just trying to fill in some sparse spots, and then I can go back and comb through them. I find this wears on me all day. I don't have any issues with smudging, and it's $2. It's so affordable and easy to use. I actually had a friend that I put some of this on her and she was like, oh my gosh, I love that. So I think that this is a great, easy pick. You don't have to spend a fortune on your brow products. So what I'll talk now about is the ingredients of this. Now, there's nothing really in this that is going to be like super nourishing to the skin or beneficial and nutrient dense for brow growth or things like that. It has polyethylene as one of the top ingredients, which is a plasticizer of sorts, which I think that is probably why it wears so incredibly well. Polyethylene is not known to be toxic to humans. The biggest concern with this ingredient that I personally have is the fact that it can affect aquatic life. So I definitely have my questions about that, like when you're washing it off and it's going into the water table essentially and making its way into the ocean. I do have concern about that for microplastics. I'm not exactly sure how that works, and I would love if anybody had some insight into that to chime in. It's not micro beads, but it is plastic particles essentially. So I'm not crazy about that, but if you're looking for something that is not toxic, it's not toxic. The next thing I want to talk about is microcrystalline wax. That is made from de-oiling petroleum. Petroleum products, think like Vaseline, things like that, they create a seal over the skin. They're not necessarily nourishing. They're just kind of trapping whatever is on your skin already kind of onto it. This adds for more slip in the product. This is also not a toxic ingredient. It's also not one that's really adding a lot of benefit as well. It just adds enhanced product performance. Ozokerite is also a naturally occurring wax, very similar, found in mineral deposits in the earth. That is what it is derived from. Also safe though from the Cosmetic Ingredient Review. And phenoxyethanol, which a lot of people are very hard on for some reason. There's a couple different preservatives. I have a post all about preservatives coming up very soon. So if you're interested in that and you want to know some of the history and the studies done on different like parabens and phenoxyethanol and radish root ferment, stay tuned for that. That's coming very, very soon. But this does have phenoxyethanol, which is going to inhibit any type of microbial growth, funguses, yeasts, things like that. You don't really want that on your skin. You don't want to get an infection. So I personally think that preservatives are incredibly important. I think that they get so much hate for no reason at all. Just a little bit about phenoxyethanol. It has to be at less than 1% in your products. It is a very, very tiny, minuscule amount. Phenoxyethanol also naturally occurs in things like green tea, which we drink. I don't see a lot of people bagging on it in green tea. So, it's going on topically. This is not something that is going to harm you. I think that it's incredibly important to talk about that. You don't want microbes and mold and stuff on your face because of your cosmetics. So I think people need to lighten up a little bit on preservatives. So yeah, my final thoughts on this. Not toxic for use. It does have some petroleum-based products, which I prefer more natural ingredients, but they're also not going to hurt you. The packaging could definitely be more eco-friendly. I do give it props for the ease of use of being able to twist up and the spoolie. And then again, back to the polyethylene, which is not necessarily great for the environment. But this is a great option if you are looking for something in the drugstore. This is $2. It's not going to set you back a whole lot. It wears really well. This has been something very easy for me to grab and incorporate into my routine. I hope that you enjoyed this beauty confessional, and you can find this at your local Target or Walgreens. I think some CVS even has these. You can even find it on Amazon. So have a great day.